product which we will not happily give to our family, right? So that becomes a philosophy, and which then boils down to what we do every day, the kind of hygiene levels, what we maintain in the factories, the packaging that we have, etc. Now, again, therefore, what really comes down to is, while we do want to deliver on all these aspects, we have to look at the customers as they exist, the markets as they exist, and therefore the varying needs of these people. And if I was to define certain aspects that we have to keep in mind, is first, because India is a value-seeking market, so the cost of whatever you're delivering becomes a big factor, right? Second is, we do need shelf life, for these products. So if I have to deliver you a food product which is fit for consumption for 6 months, right, which is your typical noodles or biscuits, etc., that plays a big factor. I cannot have something which will expire in 5 days, right? Because then I cannot reach the villages of Rajasthan, for example, right? And lastly, and probably it is the biggest one, is taste, right? And I think Murli knows it better than anybody that Indians love their taste. If you don't get that taste that you desire, you are not buying into it, no matter what I claim. Whether it is health or price, it has to be tasty. So I think these therefore becomes guidelines for brands and companies like us in the food space, wherein we try to work every single day to cater to these consumers, whether the bulk of the mass segments or the more evolving niche ones.
I think what to just add to saying that the beautiful, if he's one rupee product to a $1 billion product, is that he wants to be listened. If the brands start embracing this entire thing of, okay, we will listen, I think the brands will be far more successful. Failures are not about, not innovating alone. Failures are basically about not listening to the consumer. Sony failed because it did not listen at the right time. Every single failure and catastrophic failures of brands are because they stop listening. And now is the time where the listening is far more important. And therefore to listen is to do, is to be loved, is to be loved, is to be respected. That's the change.
I think today's, go ahead. I think today's consumer is very sensitive, and I can see both of you all actually echoing those thoughts. Gone are the days when we used to just put up, I know Excel was not there in those days, the older ones, but I'm sure you just could not just make a chart dependent on what the year before was. It's just going to change every single year. And not to mention the diversity in India, various cultures, we discussed it quite a bit, various tastes depending on regions. So, and you're getting it right, that means you're doing a very good job. So great. My next question will be to you. Gen Z, we all talk about it, right? That's a buzzword. I need to cater to Gen Z. Where are they? Are they in social media? Yes, they are. But are they going to conventional media? I don't know. Are they? So these kind of questions keep cropping up in the minds of marketing gurus like you. The Gen Z and millennial cohorts, again a new fashion word nowadays, are driving demand for transparency and trust, obviously. So emotions and sensitivity comes in. How is Wow Momo aligning marketing with these values without compromising on business agility?
I think like Gen Z, to start with, they're far more adaptive. So it becomes very easy for a brand which is very Gen Z focused. And if you have these qualities of constantly listening and everything, it works. I think what worked very well for us is when, the best way to reach out to them is be transparent. Be completely, I think if I may use the word naked in front of me as a brand. Peel off your onion layers which you have covered your brand with, you're calling yourself you flowering yourself with, your petals of persona around you. Say you are a hero, you are an icon, all these marketing words. Peel all of them off and just go to them what you have to in core to offer. In core you have only one thing to offer to them, which is a surpriseful, delightful meal. Nothing more than that. And they are not expecting anything more than that. Because you are as good as your last momo plate of momo served to these people. There is nothing called, you are not trying to beg for loyalty, you are not trying to beg for repeats, you are not trying to create a memory spring in their head. That's all for all those people who are beyond this generation. This generation wants you to come and tell us that, okay, whatever said and done, मुझे बताओ खाना अच्छा है कि नहीं. उनको और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. So they're very similar. It's like similar to what that Sprite campaign was. Sprite was like only pyas, बाकी सब बकवास. And they are very clear. And it becomes very easy for a marketer to do that because all you need to do is replicate the experience which you are giving in the buds to go there and enough and more neuroscience jargons going around us for us to discover that what will therefore micro storytelling has become absolutely necessary. We as a brand ensure that we are trying to create social evangelists. We have close to 2,000 odd content floating in the market every month. Some contents are made by the consumer, some contents are made by our team, chef teams. Some content are made by nano influencers, some content are made by macro influencers. We ensure that we are flooding the entire social and web with multiple micro contents that reaches out to them. And every single content is directed toward one thing, which is saying that wow, this tastes good. So that's the only only way where we reach out to them. Also, therefore, we are looked as a brand that is extremely transparent, looked as a brand that is constantly innovating, looked as a brand that is constantly talking their language, looked as a brand that is doing something, hearing them better, because they want brands to get onto the Korean track, to be non-Korean. They want brands to get into pop culture. We get into popular culture. Panchayat season 3, we will do a collab with them. Okay, great. So this is where the formation of love is no more unidimensional or a straight line. Formation of love has become a beautiful maze, and in this maze also you are constantly learning, picking up from them, right? Also, and I keep telling people that I think the two words which every marketer should possibly write it next to name of Philip Kotler in his head, in his subconscious mind, is own up, number one, and number two is open up. If you can own up how badly you took up or how badly you made a mistake, be transparent, say that, yeah, yes, I know, ma'am, I know, sir, we own up to this, we are correcting ourselves. You will never be able to, there will not be a day where the consumer is losing respect for you. And second is, open up. Open up as much as possible. Open up as much as, we ran a campaign where we launched a brand called Wow Kulfi. And we realized that it was a new brand for us. A lot of places, the slice ordering was not happening with. The stores were not indenting it properly. We ran a campaign where we told the consumer, if you don't find the malai slice, please take a video, tag us up in the Instagram. We will send you malai slice video. That's the level of, and that's where we felt that consumers started owning your brand. Yeah, you are just the CMO. The owner is the brand. The owner of the brand is the consumer. So you are no more owning the brand.
So brand can't be egoistic. I mean, it's not possible.
Brand has never been egoistic. The brand has never ever been egoistic. Any brand that has been egoistic has never been a brand. That's a great business. Except for political parties.
Okay. uh, we have two wonderful people in the family who are actually tickling our taste buds, isn't it?